Good morning. How are you? Well, I guess it's afternoon where you are.
I'll take good morning anytime.
Right? How are you doing?
Great. I love your station. I love what you're playing there. And Nate Smith's is a friend. So that was nice to see you playing his music.
That's cool, man. That's so cool to hear. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. It's a very eclectic station. Give me a second. Let me mute your soundtrack. I got that playing in the background. But yeah, KKUP is a very eclectic station. Man, I can tell you the story, tell you a short story about that. But first of all, how are you doing? Identify yourself.
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm grateful. And
This is Morley, by the way, everybody. Morley out of New York. Got turned on to Morley through Jesse Cutler. And we'll get back to all of that, but I always like to just open it up wide here.
thank you. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm grateful to be here and to be sharing this music because there's a lot of love in each track and a lot of powerhouse medicine people making the sounds with me. I mean, incredible artists with, a lot of love power, and we need that right now
Real.
across the world. And so, the songs are really about our togetherness and about, you know, um, the beauty that we actually are, that we can get distracted from, and losing sight that we are each other, that there really is no other.
Mm.
And, the album has collaborations from people from around the world. And, there's songs to and for the water, which we need to really pay attention to right now. And there are love songs and
Well,
songs of
Morley,
survival.
you jumped right in, and that's
Oh, I
what
like it. That's it. I live on the deep end, but it's
I opened up the pool and you jumped right in. But
yeah.
let's back it up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, Morley out of New York, her brand new release, Follow the Sound, dropped September the 27th. I was fortunate enough to grab a piece of it, and I featured, I think, about 3 songs on the show. But Morley's coming to the Bay Area. And I'm privileged to have this opportunity to share this with my listeners here. You all know how I do it. You never know what you're going to get, but I guarantee I will mix it well before I give it to you. And we had a chance to debut Morley, and we have a chance to talk to her now. So let's hear it. She was telling us about her release, the Follow the Sound, but I want you to tell us about this performance. Tell us where you're going to be in the Bay Area, because I love promoting of what you're doing. Tell us about that, and then we're going to talk about your release here.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna be at Wildflower. I'm just gonna get the
Okay.
address up. It's in Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful artist-run space. And I'm just looking at this address, but it's called Wildflower with no E.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Flower and the
And it's
wild
actually with a
Y.
Y.
Yes.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Wildflower.
And you know what? And the address is people can find it. It's in Oakland, and almost I think there's another artist by the name of Tiffany Austin. She might host those events.
That's her place.
Are you serious?
She's one of the amazing artists that run it. And
Then it's her and Kenya Moses.
yes, and the address is 809 37th Street, which is just a 10-minute walk from the MacArthur BART station.
Talking about wrapping it up here. Oh, yes. So there you have it. So that's what's going to be happening in the Bay Area. And that date again was what?
October 12th at 6 p.m. It's an early show, 6 to 7:30.
Okay. So
And
Bay
it's
Area.
myself and Christopher and Chris Bruce.
Okay, so you're going to have a duo?
Yes, and we have an amazing friend sitting in who lives in the Bay Area now. Tabla master Samir Gupta is going to join.
Okay, Samir Gupta. Okay, gotcha. So there you have it, Bay Area. You'll have your chance to check out Morley. And, we can't do a call to action here on the station, but I do my best to say you might not want to miss it. I'll just put it that way. Okay. So let's talk to us. Talk to us about your new release. Well, let me share what I was able to discover.
Okay.
Star Seeds stuck out to me. That's funny because I didn't read I don't read bios. I listen to the music and then I'll come back and check out a bio. But I
Mm.
went to Star Seeds, that stuck out to me. And I have a hard time reading my notes. Where we are,
Where are we? Yep.
where are we? See, there you go. There you go.
Okay, that's it. You got all
Okay.
the words.
Okay. And then there was Come Catch Your Breath with Me.
Yes.
There you go. So those three popped right out at me, and those were the three I featured on the show.
Thank you.
Okay. And now and going through that, and then I also your husband, Chris Bruce. I saw a note about Chris Bruce. And
Hmm.
he is also are you all producing this together?
Yeah.
Tell me about, okay.
Yeah, we co-produced this album together, and Chris is an amazing artist in his own right. Is a producer of Meshell Ndegeocello's latest album, James Baldwin, tribute to James Baldwin,
Okay.
More Water, the Gospel of James Baldwin. And he also produced Liz Wright's new album,
Okay.
Shadow.
Okay.
And he's a multi-instrumentalist, producer, bright heart that I love, my
That's
partner.
funny. I interviewed
Partner to shine.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I did an interview with Liz Wright a couple of months back.
Oh, okay.
That's
Cool.
Jesse is sending me the love, man. Appreciate Jesse.
That's Jesse's love.
Jesse is love. Star Seeds. Tell me about Star Seeds a little bit.
Star Seeds came to me at a body of water up in Ithaca, New York. I went very early in the morning. The mist was rising up, and I literally heard the chorus of that song, which says, "Throw your star seeds to the wind, let the world back in." Those lyrics just came. I feel like I didn't write the song.
Hmm.
It feels like the song came from the water. And the great, beloved, now ancestor, Toumani Diabaté, great kora master from Mali, joined us on that recording. And it was actually during the shutdown, like in 2021. We sent the song, a couple songs to him to see if he, just to introduce ourselves to him. And he sent us back full recorded tracks to all the songs. He just, the
Wow.
other ones are going to be bonus tracks, but they're not on the album, but they're amazing. And he, he was just a very generous being. And he sent us that track via WhatsApp. And it lined up perfectly. It's sort of
Wow.
unheard of for people who don't do music, who are listening in.
So
That's
you didn't send them the BPM or
nothing.
nothing like that.
Nothing. We didn't send him anything technical. We also didn't send him anything about payment or how we would like it recorded or any kind of, we're just here's our sound, see what
Yeah.
you feel. And he
Yeah.
just responded with a full orchestration, like full. And then refused, like he really was very, very generous and almost like
Wow.
refused to talk about money. We wound up working it out, but it was like he was so just moved in spirit,
Man.
He was
Yeah.
just like, he's just incredible. Please check him out anyway. Toumani Diabaté. He has many
Toumani
recordings.
Diabaté. Yeah.
It's a great being. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, you know what? So that's a little bit on the music, but I just I want to go back a little further about your upbringing and how are you weaving all of this music together, your United Nations international schooling and all of that. Just give us a little bit.
Okay. I'm born in New York and NYU Clinic. I was raised in Jamaica, Queens, which is one of the most international places on the planet to live.
Hmm.
And I went to the United Nations school and also public schools in Jamaica, Queens. And I was given a certain lens as a child, um, that I learned what is culture by going to my friends' homes, and I learned what is religion by going to my friends' places, families' places of worship. I learned culture in that way, like food, music, prayer, and so I have this thing. I realize now, looking at the country, the U.S. and where we are in the world, and that is sort of, I feel, sort of suffers from this like false belief that we are so different than each other. I mean, we have different expressions, and that's what makes us beautiful. But we all have something very similar, which is the desire to be safe, to be loved, to express beauty, to share music, to share food, to be in prayer in whatever way that is. Some people don't have a religion. Their prayer is dancing, is listening to music, is making music, is friendship, whatever it is. And yeah, so it just gave me this certain kind of lens, and I feel like I'm just starting to really lay it down in a way sonically that feels like I'm expressing that. And it might not be lyrically directly, but it is sonically. There is a global feeling to this album and to the music that's coming through, but also there's, you know, the folk, American folk, also global folk feel, and also jazz, you know. So I just feel that, and I grew up going to, when in my high school years, I went to the Duke Ellington High School for the Performing Arts as a dance major, and I came out of that and went to Alvin Ailey, and then had a knee injury and started choreographing at Alvin Ailey. And then from that, met Max Roach, the great jazz drummer, choreographed a show for him, and really got a deep look into the trajectory, like the journey of what it is to make a statement, your life a statement of you know, in alliance with justice and love, and that being able to, like, oh, you can actually throw, you know, your visions and your messaging into sound and into the dance form. And so I just started seeing myself in that trajectory. You know, I never thought I would sing. Started singing much later, and sort of fell into that because my roommates were musicians and they secretly recorded. We recorded a song together, and then they secretly sent it off to Sony. And then I wound up getting this deal with the work, and Sony label folded. And then I went back to my choreography and didn't think about music. And then until 6 years later, and I got back into music, and now I'm just stuck. I'm in love with music. I am a musician. That's my journey in a nutshell, in a way, or a sliver of it.
Well, I tell you, I can hear the diversity, the multiculturalism in your music. I can hear all of that, and I can totally relate. I totally can relate. I love it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You got it. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit more about the music. Let's see. There's this let's talk about the title itself, Follow the Sound.
Follow the Sound
Tell
is
me
a
a little bit.
song. Yeah, that's the title of the album. And there's a title track, Follow the Sound. And that is a song that came to me in one, you know, sometimes songs take years to write, and sometimes they just come, you know, and that song sort of came in a dream that I had while I was at the border of, in El Paso, in Texas, in the border of Mexico, doing an artist action in front of the headquarters, ICE headquarters, an artist action protesting family separation. There were several policymakers there, poets, artists, you know, and I dreamt that night while I was there of a child dreaming. In his dream, he was speaking to his mother, but he had already been separated from her at the border. And in the dream, she tells him, if you get lost in the crowd, just listen for my voice and follow that sound. And while I was there, I was feeling like the sound of of humanity, like we have to listen for the sound of our interdependence, of our collective liberation. We have to follow that sound. It's inherent in all of us to hear it, but it can get cut off by the way we're living in these sort of, you know, compartmentalized lives of being separate from each other, thinking that we're so separate from Mother Earth when we're actually of Earth. So it's also Mother Earth saying, follow the sound. To Mama, my mama, if you said if I ever got lost in a crowd, follow your voice and I will be found. So I need to personally, I, Morley, as an individual, have to strengthen my listening to Mother Earth, because I feel sometimes so far away from just being in tune with the birds and with the waters, and because of how I live in New York and I travel all the time. So I have to just like tune in. It's like a tuning fork. I want to tune in. I want to follow the sound. So it's a loaded meaning of the album, but those are the components that make that song and the album.
Got it. And ladies and gentlemen, here we're speaking with Morley, musician, vocalist, composer, all of that good stuff, all around humanitarian. Good vibes. I can feel it through the Zoom here. Morley, Morley. She's coming to the Bay Area, appearing at the Wildflower October the 12th. and that is in Oakland.
It's 6
uh,
p.m.
at 6 p.m. Again, I don't want to tell you what to do, but maybe I can tell you what not to do. Don't miss it. How about that? All right. Morley, do you have a website?
Yes, it's morleymusic.org.
Morley Music, Morley music.org. I have Follow the Sound playing in the background. Loving it. Loving it. And I'm pretty sure you as a listener will as well. She has some powerhouse players on it. Just something for everybody. Um, and that's funny because I didn't read this until, after listening to the music.
Mm,
I can hear your music in movies, on TV. And then I see here that you've been part of TED Women,
mm,
TEDx talks.
mhm.
And then, you can elaborate on that. Your original song, Sea of Ohms, has hit over 8 million streams on Spotify and has appeared on a network television such as Days of Our Lives, General Hospital. Like I said, like I knew it, Dawson's Creek and Felicity. That's huge.
May it keep coming.
That is huge. And as a lyricist, you have contributed to um albums by Lizz, Wright, is that Motion Worker, and it just goes on and on. Your singing and speaking voice has been featured in Ralph Lauren's My Romance for what 2007 to 2011, a 4-year run, and that's awesome. And then you also have a global children's album with your husband, and
Yes.
that Story of the Sky. Tell us a little bit about that under the name The Bruces.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's really a good one to go to as an individual, as an adult, as a single person, as a parent,
Mhm.
as a child. It's a family record. And it's, again, my, sort of life cry. I would say battle cry, but is our interdependence, our interbelonging. And so I asked all these friends from around the world for songs about our interbelonging, and the music people came back to us with was so beautiful. There are
Wow.
19 tracks on there. Chris Bruce and I wrote 9 of them, but the rest are these incredible contributions from Toshi Regan, from Lokwa Kanza from Congo, from Martha Redbone. Maria Popova, who has the Marginalian, it's a reading site. She's amazing. Her poem, and the Ramamurthys. It's just very beautiful. Songs in Tamil, songs in Lingala, Spanish, Tibetan. So
Wow.
yeah, it's really cool. It's very beautiful. I highly recommend it. For our collective nervous system during these times too. It's very
Right.
life-giving.
Right. Right.
I
Well,
love it.
keep me in mind for the next one. I
I
might have
will.
to submit.
Okay, absolutely. Absolutely.
Writing, man, is so liberating. Some of
It-
the things that you just want to say out of your mouth, you just, like you said, better saying it with a pen or sonically.
yeah, and sometimes I really feel it's important to get things out of the head and onto the page,
Oh, man,
because we're not meant to see all the things we're seeing right now in the world. That's why that song, Come Catch Your Breath with Me, we
man.
can't unsee what we have seen.
Ah,
Let's find some healing balm inside this grief.
mm,
So much banking on our exhaustion. There's so much turning on our turning away. There's so much
wow,
gliding on our division, but
man.
there's so much riding on our love power today. That's the verse from that. And that
That,
was a reason I wrote that maybe right before, like in the beginning of September. So that's the most recent song I wrote that's on the album. The other ones were a
whew,
little earlier, but
man, you
we
said
need
a
that.
mouthful right there.
Mhm.
Man, that's the real deal. And then I'm going to I won't keep you much longer, but there was a video that I watched, and it's this 2 chord thing, and it's hard to stop.
Oh yeah.
And something just tells me, I've dabbled in music a little bit, but there's
Mm,
something when you put these 2 chords together and you just kind of, you can embellish them however, but when you just put 2 chords together and then you just say to yourself, I can't stop playing this.
right.
It's
Right.
that to me was the simple way to say, this is hard to stop.
I love it. I love it.
You know, that was my simple way of putting it, but
I love
yeah,
that.
that reached out to me. That had a hold on me. The simplicity of the video, you
Yeah.
know, the sterileness of the room, the look, and all of
Mhm.
that. You know,
Yeah. The
yeah,
loneliness and then the togetherness inside of that isolation that we're
yeah,
all, we
yeah,
feel
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Your message, you know, the I just yeah, it's hard to stop loving you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Sometimes you just can't. It just won't,
That's
sometimes
hard.
that kind of love it won't end and you can't stop it. Oh well, it's hard to stop.
Right, right. Let that loop keep going.
Yeah.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Morley, artist out of New York, vocalist, songwriter, all of that good stuff, composer, humanitarian, coming to the Bay Area, along with Chris Bruce, her husband, and playing along with, you said Samir Gupta. Did I interview Samir? I might have,
I bet, I
maybe.
bet you did. He's the truth.
Wow. But I know
And he has a new album too.
okay,
The,
I met
the trio.
Samir as
Yeah.
part of San Jose Jazz Festival.
Yes, he's the truth.
Yeah, Samir. Now, once I said Samir, I go, wait a minute, I get it now. So yeah, that's gonna be a fire show there, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping that I can make it up there to Oakland to check you guys out.
Yeah, I hope so.
And let's give your website again, please.
It's morleymusic.org.
Okay, and they can find your music there along with other digital music platforms, etc.
Oh yeah, this Follow the Sound is everywhere. And Bandcamp is a great place to support artists.
Nice,
That if you have your Apple iTunes, go ahead and add us there and feel free to purchase the record.
nice.
Really appreciate your support.
Oh, definitely. And thank you for taking the time with me. And I always ask this before I let the artists go. Can you cook?
Yeah, I actually can. Not as
Yeah.
well as my husband though. He can row down. Like
Okay, so Bruce, this is Bruce.
Chris Bruce is a chef extraordinaire. I
Nice.
I'm good. I'm good at making like um, you know, dishes like vegetarian stuff
Yeah,
and
yeah.
salads and soups and things like that. But he'll just whip up some chickpea crepes or make his own, bread from scratch. Oh, nothing. I'm just like,
Uh,
yeah.
all right, then I'm going to ask you to pave the way for me to speak with Bruce one day soon.
Okay.
We'll do the
Yes.
same thing. All right.
Oh, Chris Bruce would love to speak with you. And do you cook?
I do. I love cooking, and I
Okay, you
love
guys are going to talk about that because
that's it. And see, I think a lot could be solved, and I might have called him Bruce by accident, but I think a lot could be solved, worked out, mitigated, or at least discussed over food.
yes, breaking of bread
Man,
together. There is something I would like to plug while I'm on here.
perfect.
Breaking the bread. Chris and I just performed. We wrote a song and performed for this organization called Family Circle Parent Circle Family Forum. Parent
Okay.
Circle Family Forum, and they are family members of Palestinian and Israeli family
Mm,
members who are bereaved, and they've been coming together for 20 years to break bread together, to share their stories,
mm,
and be part of this healing way forward within their region. And
mm.
they are on the front lines. They are a great organization to find out about and support. If we're looking for a way to be helpful,
Yeah.
with donation or just learning and spreading the word,
Mhm,
Parent Circle Family Forum. And
mhm.
their main thing is breaking bread together and sharing their stories and
Wow.
finding that they actually have the same story,
Yeah.
but with different details, but it's because of the same condition of,
Yeah.
of, of this conflict that's been for so long.
That's why I always ask that question.
Yeah, it's a great question. I know Liz Wright cooks her face off too, so I know y'all talked about that.
There you
Liz,
go.
yeah, Liz
Yep.
made a menu for her shows, and I ordered off her menu and watched her perform. Chris, and I was like eating this amazing meal that she prepared. Yeah, so
Got
you cooks are amazing.
yes. All right. Morley, thank you so much.
Thank you. Great
All
to meet
right. And then I'll reach out to you and we'll share our personal information so we can talk about food offline and all
you.
that
Love
good
it.
stuff. All right.
Much to learn from you. All right,
Thank you,
take care.
Morley.
Have a
Appreciate it.
great
You
Bye-bye.
too. Thank you.